Hi, folks. We're doing another interview for my YouTube channel. What's your name, ma'am?
Christy Cooperter.
Where are you from?
Originally born in Indiana, now here in Clearwater, Florida.
Are you homeless right now?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been homeless?
For over 40 years.
40 years.
Off and on, yes.
Have you been a drug user in the past?
Unfortunately, yes. That's been forced and on my own.
What's been your drug of choice?
Unfortunately, my major drug choice that has been forced is cocaine that you smoke.
Okay, so would that be crack?
Well, I call it cocaine is smoked. Unfortunately, I've been through a lot of situations where when people call it crack, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people get anally raped from calling it that, with drug dealers and other people involved because of calling it that and being forced to use it, and them feeling like they're going to be arrested that are the dealers. So they figure if they bring sexual assault and human trafficking and, violent crime and traumatic circumstance, stuff like that, they figure that, if they intimidate you after they force you to buy so they can re-up or get their personal or rip you off, then,
have you ever
have you where they want you. Huh?
Have you ever engaged in prostitution?
Forced. It's been human trafficking.
You've been a human trafficking victim.
Yes.
How long ago is this?
This has been pretty much since I've been throughout Florida for quite some time.
When was the last time you were a victim of human trafficking?
It's been just recently.
Last few days?
It's probably been last week.
Tell us about your human trafficking experience. What did you endure? What happened? What were you trafficked for?
I think you're being kind of mean.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You think I'm being kind of mean?
Yeah, I think you're...
Can you speak a little louder?
Don't put me on tape.
Okay, no
because
problem.
I will break that phone.
Please don't break
Are
my
we
phone.
just aggressive?
I will
or
break
maybe-
that fucking phone.
Please don't break my
why
phone.
Why don't we just kind of stop this right now? Let's just
Do you want to be
Yeah, she agreed to
filmed?
it. She agreed to it.
Ma'am, there's a lot of things I go through in life that I do need attention to my life for the things I don't get by law enforcement out here that
Well, I
don't give
just
a
didn't
damn.
think it was
So tell
right.
us about your human trafficking experience.
Right now at this time, I just think I'm going to quit because I don't want to upset her anymore. Have any more,
Ma'am, will you
confrontation
please
out
say
of
it's okay for her to talk to me so she feels more comfortable talking? Someone could really help her with this video. Someone that sees this could reach out to her and help her. It's happened before with a lot of the people I've interviewed.
Look, a lot of people I've just met,
Yeah,
it's because of the hurricane.
right? Tell us about what happened with the hurricane.
My entire house is gutted.
Where was your house?
Get that away from me.
I don't
Get
need-
that away
please,
from me.
sir, I don't need
I
all
will
this.
break that in half.
I go through domestic every day, and I really don't need
You go
this.
through domestic violence daily?
And I just don't want to continue at this time for respect out of her and the fact that I don't need all this. Please.
Ma'am, will you please give your authorization to her to continue the interview in such a way that won't upset you?
I won't, because she doesn't want it either.
Only because you're here and getting upset she doesn't want it. Right? I mean, that's why you...
Do you want to comply to this crap?
Well, yeah, ma'am. Actually, if it helps me in the manner
Yes, she
that
does.
I need
She does. Is that enough
to
for
get
you?
the help I need and the things I need and what I'm dealing with that I cannot
God.
get, that I've been trying for almost 25 years. Yeah, ma'am.
So
I would really appreciate.
tell us about the
that.
human...
There are
What
people-
I'd like to do is direct this to law enforcement and kind of put them on the spot as to why they haven't responded to your human trafficking.
So you're on the side of law
No,
enforcement.
I'm going to try to get them to give her some help and treat her as the victim that she is. Are you a victim? You're a victim of
Yes.
human trafficking.
I'm
Tell
a
us what
very
happened.
big-
What happened?
Well, I will help you. He doesn't need to help you.
Ma'am, what happened with your human trafficking?
It's just a matter that I was forced on drugs and stuff. I was at a red alert at the back of my head.
Right.
I have
red
memory
alert?
loss. Yeah, I've been shot on my head with a 38 and a double barrel shotgun. I have
Been there,
memory
done
loss.
that, baby.
Memory loss, yes. And it's all due to my right family secrets and what I'm enduring and how people discriminate against me every day.
Family secrets?
Yes.
What family secrets are we talking about?
It's just personal stuff. growing
Okay,
up
it's nothing
that
you
I
want to talk
went
about
through.
on camera here?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay,
not
no
this
problem.
time.
So, with the human trafficking, you were forced onto drugs.
Yes.
Okay, what happened after that with the human trafficking element?
Well, once that occurred, I got behind closed doors. I went through sexual assault, violent crime, traumatic circumstance, sexual battery. I have called the domestic lines. I have called the sexual assault lines. I have spoken to law enforcement.
What was the date of your sexual assault, your most recent one?
Like I said, last week sometime.
Okay.
I deal, unfortunately, with a lot of inmates because growing up, my father was the CO, and then he was lieutenant for Plainfield Department of Corrections, and my grandfather was a captain.
How did that put you in contact with inmates?
Well, it goes back again, to my father and him being in the position that he was, and the people that came through and the people that found out where he lived. I grew up in a very small town growing up when I was born to a toddler in Belleville, Indiana. And unfortunately, once the inmates got locked up and my dad did his job and didn't know then what he knows now, a lot of inmates would break free and find out where my dad is. They would find out for information given on him due to the right family secrets. And I'm not sure if this is true.
When you say the right family secrets, that's your last name, right?
No. My right family secrets are what I deal with every day for things that I've endured through with my life events growing up in my life for 52 years.
Is there a phone number you'd like to give in case anyone would like to reach out and help you or talk to you?
It just depends on who's going to get the phone number.
Anyone that sees the video will have the phone number if you give it on the video.
Well, that kind of concerns me because I don't know who I'm going to
Okay, you don't have to.
I've dealt with a lot, and
You don't
I've
have
been pretty naive growing up, due to raising myself since the age of 12 off and on.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do, and they're engaging and going through the same thing.
Where are they?
I have no idea.
When's the last time you spoke to any of your kids?
I kind of speak to them sometimes on a daily basis. Sometimes I'll bring them around and let me speak to them. But as far as regular visitation or having my kids or custody, I don't have any of that.
How many kids do you have?
Due to what I've been through without my life events, I know you're going to think, why would this lady not know? But unfortunately, I do not know.
You don't know how many kids you have?
Unfortunately, I've only had one child that I've had in a hospital. He's 16 now. His name's Gregory Henry Cooprider. They may have changed it to Boyd or
His name's what?
Gregory Henry Cooprider.
Gregory
Boyd.
Henry Cooprider Boyd?
Boyd. It may be Boyd. He was adopted out when I was growing up when I had him at 36.
Okay.
And then, unfortunately, I was forced back on drugs and forced to do drugs while I was pregnant with him with smoking cocaine. So, of course, they took him away. And I haven't seen my son since he's been a toddler.
If you could send a message to him, if there was something you could tell him right now, what would you say to him?
That I'm very sorry for the way that things happened. That if I had a chance to do it all over again, I'd definitely do it differently, and he would be with me now.
What could you do differently to you've been able to raise your son and have custody and and have a normal parental relationship with your son?
I'm sorry, what was that again?
What was it that you could have done differently in order to make it so now you could have a normal parental, supervisory, good influence relationship with your son?
Well, at the time, when you're in drug use, you don't care about yourself. You don't care about anything. You don't even care what happens to you sometimes. It's just more about the drug. And if I would have been in a better environment, in a healthier relationship with more people that cared, I could have been off those drugs and been able to have a healthy path and a healthy relationship and give people to regain my son and get what he needed and what I needed for the mother and son love, and raise him in a good environment, in a good home.
What is your present income level?
Poverty's looking very...
Hey, you need to shut that off. I want to talk to her.
What's your income level, ma'am?
I have nothing right now. I have to panhandle to the public.
Okay, so you panhandle.
Yes, I'm forced on...
How much do you make panhandling?
hardly
Oh
anything.
my God.
Do you still engage in prostitution?
Oh
No,
my God.
and like I stated, I'm not a prostitute. It was forced prostitution
Okay.
that they put me in. That wasn't even prostitution.
I see.
It was more human trafficking.
Okay.
We're taking care of you.
How many men do you think you've had sex with in your life? If you had to
Men that
guess.
I've been
You're a
forced to
pig.
have sex with.
You're a fucking pig.
Too many.
Turn that shit off.
unfortunately.
You're a
Listen,
fucking
lady,
pig.
you're not even supposed to be here. They kicked you out of here. She's interviewing me because she wants to. Don't tell me what to do.
You're still not a nice person.
Okay, thank you for expressing your opinion. Now, will you let us continue the interview without interruption, please? So, how many men do you think you've been with?
Unfortunately,
Oh my
too many.
God.
Too many.
If you want
When I
help,
grew up,
if you
I
want
was-
help,
excuse
lady,
me.
talk to me.
Unfortunately, I grew up thinking that, you know, the guys that are calm and subtle and need to be the good guys were always the boring guys, and I needed the guys that were the so-called badasses and, you know, guys that I'm really worried about this shit coming back and hitting me or doing something crazy. But anyway, I got with all the wrong men. And
What's the most memorable sexual experience that you've had?
It's not been a sexual experience, but the things I've had to go through have been so domestic that I've had to really turn them on down to the moans and everything just to literally stay alive.
Turn them on down to what?
Turn them on sexually just to stay alive.
Okay.
I've had bilateral head injury. I've had symmetrical. I've had broken ribs. I've had dislocated
And what was this a
shoulders.
result of? These injuries?
Not wanting to please them sexually like they wanted.
Who were these people that did this? Were these like Johns of your sexual trafficking pimp or what?
No, I don't have a pimp or anything like that. I never did. It's just
Well, whoever your human trafficker who forced you to do these things. Was it clients of his?
well, I mean, I can't say once again, like I stated, I don't have a pimp. Nothing like that. I never did. It was just a matter of meeting the wrong people and trusting due to being naive and not knowing then what I know now.
Okay, folks, we're going to shut the camera off because the battery's getting a little low. We're going to start another interview with this young lady if she will do that. Thank you very much.